Ask 10 Christians what the image of God means, and you'll get 10 different answers. They might say something like, well, being made in the image of God means we have reason, or we have creativity, or we have free will, or spiritual awareness. But Genesis actually never defines it that way, and that raises a problem. If this phrase is so important, why does Scripture just describe it so briefly? Unless the original audience already knew what it exactly meant. People tend to assume that it kind of means something inside of us, like our soul, our mind, our mortality. But Genesis is actually trying to say something more concrete. In the ancient Near East, this phrase image wasn't abstract to them at all. Kings placed images of themselves throughout their territories to mark authority and presence. An image didn't describe what a king was like. It showed who represented him. So when Genesis says humanity is made in the image of God, ancient readers didn't think about inner qualities. They just thought about role. And here's the shocking part. In the ancient world, only kings were called images of gods. Genesis does something completely unheard of in this case. It gives this title to everyone. Not just priests, not just royalty or elites, every single human being. And that is not poetic language. That is a revolutionary claim. Humans are made in the image of God, which means the image isn't something you possess. It's something you just are. Humans are placed in the world to represent God's order, rule, and care with creation. That's why the image language is immediately followed by a task. Right after declaring the image of God, Genesis says, "Be fruitful, fill the earth, and rule it." That's domination language. That's stewardship language. In the ancient world, a ruler's image carried responsibility. He didn't just, sit on his throne and eat bonbons all day. At least he wasn't if he was a good king, right? He was to protect, maintain order, and ensure that life could flourish in the town or the city. The image is humanity's role as God's representatives within creation. Wow, that's deep. And this is why the Bible treats human life as sacred, even after the fall. That image isn't erased, it's just damaged, but it still remains. And that's why Scripture grounds human dignity not in ability, productivity, or morality, but in representation. So what does the image of God actually mean? It means humanity was created to represent God's presence in the world, not through power, but through faithful stewardship. And when you read Genesis in this way, the image of God doesn't feel quite so abstract. It feels purposeful. And this is why every human being deserves dignity, respect, and basic human rights. And this completely goes against the narrative of racism, sexism, and just treating certain classes of people as subhuman. Because the image of God was never just about who we are. It was about what we were created to do.